Hello, welcome to Stem Cell Research. My name is Anika. I love biology, and I'll be leading an internship on stem cell research. For some background on what I've done at Teens in Health, I've been an intern myself, and I've researched breast cancer. Now I've recently been a project manager, and now I'm leading an internship myself. So for a brief overview about the topic of my research, what are stem cells? So essentially, humans develop from one cell. When the sperm meets the egg, they form a zygote, and this is one cell. But eventually, they replicate into millions of specialized cells. Specialized cells are basically the different types of cells in our bodies, the types of cells that make up our muscle, our skin cells, our neurons. Those all come from one cell. That means that at one point of a zygote's development, this group of cells can essentially replicate into any type of cells, like the neurons and skin cells and muscle cells that I mentioned. So these cells that can replicate into any type of cell are called stem cells, which is essentially the broad topic of my research internship. So what can they do? They can indefinitely replicate into specialized cells. So they're reusable, if you want to call it that. They don't run out. You can keep using them to replicate into different types of cells. And if you think about this in terms of what's its application, if I have diseased skin cells, doctors can take stem cells, use them to regenerate healthy skin cells, and use those healthy skin cells to put in my body since I have diseased skin cells. Essentially, this is called regenerative medicine. The stem cells are being regenerated into healthy cells that can help people with certain diseases. Now, if you've already heard of what stem cells are, you might know that there are some controversies behind it because they're using cells from a zygote, which may impair the zygote's development. Based on personal preference, you can choose not to research this aspect of it and instead research iPSCs, which aren't controversial. iPSCs have been a recent development in which the same thing that stem cells do can be done using adult skin cells, which doesn't harm the adult. These adult skin cells can be regenerated into embryonic cells or stem cells and can essentially do the same thing that stem cells do. This opens a new door of research and possibilities that aren't as controversial and may not harm a zygote. So when you're researching, you essentially need to have like this core question or maybe a set of questions, and this is all up to the intern themselves. I'm not going to be telling you what to ask yourselves. If you need help, of course, I'll give you some ideas. But here are some basic examples of questions you can start asking yourself when thinking about stem cells. Firstly, what environments are favorable for generating embryonic cells from skin cells? This is regarding iPSCs, which are the ones that use adult skin cells. Or what steps can be taken to make the process of regenerating stem cells the most efficient? So here you'd be researching the actual steps of taking a stem cell and regenerating it into, say, a skin cell. And are there negative effects with inserting regenerated stem cells into someone's body? Like when you put in the healthy skin cells, could there be negative effects? Kind of researching the effects of this. And anything else you want to investigate. It's honestly all up to you, which is why you should totally join my stem cell research internship. They can quite literally save someone's life. They're a new development, meaning there's so much more to research about them. And they're so interesting, and I barely knew anything coming into it a couple months ago, and I started reading more and more about them, and it was one of the coolest thing I have ever seen, and you will find yourself more and more interested as you continue to research. So thank you, and I hope to see you all join me.